Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan back here with day 22 of Astrology Camp, where we spend 3 minutes every day for 30 days chopping up the natal chart, interpreting each part of it. Today we are doing orb allowance. That's such a funny name, isn't it? Orb allowance. So if you look at your astrology chart wheel, you'll see that within one house, a zodiac sign is going to occupy your house, and that house is going to have 30 degrees. That means there's 30 degrees within one zodiac sign. So an orb, first of all, is the difference in degrees between two planets, or a planet and a point, maybe a planet and the ascendant, when they are making aspects to each other. So this is your 12 houses from the natal chart. I'm just zooming in on the first house, which is, let's say it's in Gemini. Okay, let's say somebody has their Venus in Gemini, 25 degrees. Okay. All right, let's say they have their moon in 27 degrees of Gemini. So there is a 2-degree orb. All right. So from 25 to 27, there's a 2-degree orb in an aspect of a conjunction. Remember, the conjunction is when you have an aspect that of a 0 degrees difference between two planets. This is for the conjunction aspect. Okay, now let's take another example. Let's say that this person had a Venus in Gemini at 25 degrees, but they have their moon in Sagittarius at 27 degrees. So that means the moon and Venus are in opposite signs. So they're making an opposition aspect in the natal chart. And when you subtract the degrees from this angle, all right, you're going to get 182 degrees. It's 182 degrees apart, which means this aspect is in a 2-degree orb in an aspect of an opposition. Okay, instead of a 2-degree orb in an aspect of a conjunction, it's going to be a 2-degree orb in aspect of an opposition. I hope I'm making sense here. So then now, what is the orb allowance? The orb allowance is the maximum possible number of degrees that is permissible for an aspect to exist. So I'm going to put up a chart right here on the left side that gives the maximum orb allowance for each of the aspects. So let's say that in this situation, we have somebody who's got their Venus in Gemini at 25 degrees, but let's say their moon is not at 27 degrees. Let's just change something. Let's say the moon is at 5 degrees, Sagittarius. All right. Would we still have an orb? So if we look at the chart, okay, so this means that when we subtract everything, we are going to get. So now if we try to find the angle over here, okay, and we subtract this number, so 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, you know, you do the math, right? You're going to get a 160-degree angle, right? Which means if you take the opposition, 180 minus 160, you're going to get 20-degree orb, which does not actually exist, because for the opposition, the maximum allowable orb is 10 degrees. But this angle, even though they are opposite signs, they should be in opposition, they are not in opposition, they're not making aspects because they have exceeded the maximum orb allowance. I hope that made sense. If not, you can rewatch the video. But I think, yeah, I'm not really sure how else I could explain it. Aspects are when planets and points are in aspect to each other, they'll be exchanging energies, as I mentioned earlier in my previous videos, which means that these energies will be a part of who you are, right? But when they're not making aspects, they're just acting out within the qualities, you know, the zodiac signs and the houses, that area of life. And they're not going to be affected. One action is not going to be affected by another action or another planet and point. So the challenges and hardships in life in taking action in one area is not going to be influenced by something else. So it will be less challenging. All right, so you can have a look at your chart right now and have a look at what your tightest orb is. You should probably have at least a few orbs that are at 0 degrees, right? Which means they're exact. And comment below what those orbs are. For example, in my chart, I would consider the tightest orb to be my sun, which is sextile my moon at 0 degrees. So my sun is 19 degrees Taurus and my moon is 19 degrees Cancer. So they are at exact sextile. All right. So comment below what your tightest orb is. And that's 3 minutes for you today. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about planetary patterns in astrology. Bye.